Howdy, I'm your host, Doc Bernhardt. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, and welcome to anybody new to my channel as well. Today, as announced yesterday, I will be speaking on Rosalina, one of my childhood favorites. A very mysterious, a very ethereal, a very interesting, and very deep character. And when I was little, I didn't know a whole I wasn't really interested in stories yet, but yet I still felt intrigued by her. I'm like, who is this girl? Who is she? Why is she floating? Why is she taking care of these stars, these little stars that fly around? And I don't know who she is. And being able to see that as a little kid, to see a character like her is interesting. A little bit kind of a fleshed out character, and it's not just a damsel in distress. She has her own duty, she has her own responsibilities, and she's not the kind of person, from what I can tell growing up, is that to leave a situation alone and help wherever she can. And basically that's what she does throughout the entire story, is help Mario get to Peach and save her from Bowser. And I mean, design-wise, everybody knows she's very beautiful, elegant. Her color of her dress is wonderful. It complements her hair as well. But it makes her seem very, how can I say this? It's not just otherworldly, but seemed, I hate using the word immortal, but it kind of makes sense. Almost immortal, almost like forever lasting. And so what's interesting to me is seeing her in such a different light nowadays, and finally seeing that, okay, there's a lot more to her than she's displaying or Nintendo's displaying, and seeing that there could be more, there's possibilities there could be more, and the mystery just being so intriguing. Finding out whether if she is Peach's child or not, finding out whether if it's Mario or Luigi's kid is very interesting to me. I mean, Game Theory did a whole video on it back then, in the when the OG Map Pack was over the channel at that time, before we had like the 4 different channels of theories and stuff like that, which is fun and I enjoy it. And the new guys are okay. They're not my. I'll say this much: they're doing a good job. But I miss Map Pack, and I know a lot of people do, and I know he probably misses doing it as well. However, people got to grow up. People got to do adulting. But honestly, what helped me get to really enjoying the character more and more is because of that theory. It's because of that. I wanted to find out more. I wanted to know more. And I wanted to come up with ideas in my head, story-wise, what made sense, what made people really enjoy her. And so I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, as I'm growing up, as I'm still kind of interested in the Mario series and going through, growing up, playing more adult-esque games like Call of Duty and Halo and stuff like that, I'm still intrigued by this one character who is so mysterious, who is beautiful, we're not even sure what else she does, and who is extremely powerful and could genuinely, I'd imagine if you get her on a wrong side or get her angry, I'd imagine she would not be fun to deal with. And we don't really see too much. And I know people have fan interpretations, and people have this idea of her being this kind of sloth, lazy person in some aspects, in some fan comments. I kind of see that, but I also see it's like, how can I say this? I don't see her being that type of person. I see her being a very active and very responsible person, But it's like, I don't know. I mean, Nintendo is good at making really well designed characters, but not really fleshing them out personality wise. I mean, we don't really, well, except for a few examples in certain other series as well. I'm just going to say this much. With certain Mario characters, including the main character himself, Mario, they don't really get expanded upon. Unfortunately, they don't. And Rosalina, I hope, especially in the movie, we get a little bit more out of her. I hope we get a little bit more of an understanding of what this version will be. And whatever they decide to do. Okay, this is strange. Hold on, I'm going to need to speed up and let this person in. That was really dumb on their part. How can I say this? I'm just hoping there's a lot more than just what we see from the games as well. I'm hoping that we see a whole lot more than that. I'm hoping we see personality, and I hope we see something interesting, something different, something that lasts as long as the original character does. And we get a lot more of her in the games as well, because she is a vitally important character. Despite the fact that we only have maybe two actual, well, technically four, because they have her in 3D World, and then also they announced her in Wonder, I think. I don't know if that's confirmed or not. But what I'm hoping to see is more of who she actually is. Maybe not something so in depth, but just see a little bit more out of her. A little bit more of the person that we want to see. We want to see more, to see how they've been kind of treating Peach a little bit. They've given her a little bit more personality with a new game. They've also given, oh man, I mean, they even given like Luigi for years through the Luigi's Mansion games this great personality of being this scared but brave character. I want to see something a little different, of course, for Rosalina. And I think she's a very, and I know I repeat this, and I've said it multiple times, like she's an important character. But without, without even saying it again, she's important. And what I hope to see, there will be more for her. Now, what kind of personality I would hope for? If we get to see a bit of the origins of Rosalina, I hope it is someone learning to be a mother to people that became motherless, that are motherless. Learning the responsibility of it, learning to be caring, learning to make mistakes, learning to figure out who needs what, learning that there's a lot more to do as a mother, and see and understand why it's a very important job, but also see more personality of not just the responsibility, but like not only the kinder aspects. I want to see flaws. You know what I mean? Because with the new version of Peach from the movie, I really like the fact that she's the character is the go-getter, gets it done, and but also has the flaw of that she can't handle everything, that she can lose, that she can't take on everything all at once. And especially when it came to near the end of the movie where Bowser just finally had enough and just let loose, which is great. I really enjoy that. I'd like to see some flaws. I know it's not going to be some whole Shakespearean story for Rosalina, but I do want to see where maybe some insecurity here and there, maybe some flawed ideals, maybe some hurt here and there. And especially when someone spends some amount of time with a parent that unfortunately passes away, I want to see the effects of that as well, because from what you can tell in the storybook version, you can tell that Rosalina's mother passes away. She sleeps under the tree, if I remember correctly, as it's worded like that. And it's a very sad story, and it's a very cute story, but a very emotionally driven story if you think about it. Because there's a lot more than I thought was in there, and it's so interesting to me. Very, very interesting to me. And not only that, I hope that there's more personality, more stories, that we get more interactions with Mario and Peach, and just have a moment of not just levity and just, I don't know, introspection of sorts for characters. To have more of that for Rosalina. To have more of those moments where, heck, I mean, interact with characters she hadn't interacted with before. You know? See what we can do there and not just make her. No offense, look, I do not like the boss babe mentality if it's not written well. If it doesn't make any sense, if there doesn't have any flaws, you need to be able to write it in such a way to where it's like, okay, they still have flaws, they still fall apart, they still have all these things about them that are negative. Like, per se, arrogance. Arrogance is a negative thing. Pride is a negative thing. Now, also on the spectrum of anything, it's also insecurities. I would like to see some insecurities in a character like that. Like not being enough, not being able to do right, having the fear of failing. Something like that for a character. Now, I don't I just hope they don't repeat a similar thing with Rosalina and make her like a boss babe and just make her in charge of the Lumas and scared and being the tough mom. I hope to see the more tender side as they show in the games, but also, how can I say this? And I'm trying to think. The more giving side, maybe. Make her a little more, make her generous. Make her, dang. Make her wise. Make her a little smarter than everybody. Heck, make her even smarter than Princess Peach and all the other people. Let her be a little wizened. Let her be a little aged up. Kind of like a, not only a mother figure to the Lumas, but a mother-esque figure to maybe Peach. A surrogate mother figure. Maybe to even Mario a little bit. Maybe even to Luigi. Maybe even to the characters that don't have a mom. I don't know. I mean, and just how, heck, I think Bowser Jr. is supposedly going to be in the movie too, which is crazy to think about. And I don't know what all they're going to do with him, especially with Jack Black coming back. I don't know who they're going to get for Bowser Jr. It should be interesting. I hope it is. Um, oh, yes. And I think what would be a really interesting way to give Bowser Jr. a moment of levity is like have Rosalina have a one-on-one with him, the little guy, and just give him something that he doesn't have in the games. It is just a moment to have someone take care of him like a mom. I think we need her to be not only motherly, wizened, and aged up a little bit, but also be able to be kind to even the most deplorable person. Because even the most deplorable person needs somebody like that in their lives. They need someone to nurture them a little bit, to help them to understand, like, hey, I've been where you're at, you know, to a degree, you know. And I don't understand everything you're feeling, but I want to give you something that most people haven't been able to give you. Even your own father hasn't been able to give you. And I genuinely want to see a female character given the utmost respect for wanting to do that and trying to see the good in people. And then on top of, I think she should be kind to a fault, where she sees the good in people, but they still have a choice of acting out, still have the choice of being a bad person, which I would imagine they're going to, if they do something like that, they would do that with Bowser Jr. because it's like, oh, I want to be like my dad. I want to take over things and take things that's not mine. You know what I mean? That's what I kind of hope for. To have that, even a moment of like reflection for the little guy would be interesting. Just to sit there and think, maybe I can have something different that I've been given. Or if not, or if they don't go that route, that's fine. That's completely fine with me. I don't know how else they would do it. Like, I'm just kind of spitballing ideas. I genuinely like to see a little bit more of a figure of kindness, generosity, and patience. Because a lot of the time, those attributes are looked down upon in a woman. Most of the time, people want the strong-headed, they want the bold, the brash, the angry side of everything. And personally, I'm kind of tired of seeing that. I want to see nurturing. I want to see the right. And not every woman who is bold and brash can't be nurturing. They can be. I'm just more so saying I miss characters that I can genuinely say, wow, they would be peaceful to be around. I would enjoy. I want to be able to enjoy what I see in front of me as for a female character, because I miss some of those characters as much as I enjoy the bold and brash characters like Nami and Sadie, and having their stories being told and having their background story show and see how the story gets affected by their pain. I also want to see somebody that's able to reach out and be kind and loving and wanting to help people and have compassion to a fault. And I hope they can do that with her. I hope they can do that with her. I really do. And I know I'm just trying to spitball ideas for people that may not agree with it. They may want the boss babe. They may want the big threatening figure but still kind nature. But I don't think that's what Rosalina is, personally, for me. I think there's a lot more peaceful, a lot more nurturing and kind, maybe not necessarily naive, but very compassionate to a fault character. Because we need stuff like that. We need an example like that. And I miss that. I miss seeing those kind, compassionate, loving, and soft characters. Because we need those. We need those characters again. And to see it in a series like Mario would be great. And I think, honestly, if they do it that route, I'd hope they find the right actress for it. I don't know who it could be. Not that Scarlett Johansson couldn't do it, and I know a lot of people probably want her to do it. I genuinely think, what was that lady who did that sitcom for a while and also was in Happy Gilmore? Honestly, she'd probably do a pretty decent Rosalina. Now that I think about it, because she's played a mom, she's played that. Although she'd probably be able to do it. Oh, oh, Emily Blunt. I think that's her name. That British lady. She would be perfect for Rosalina as well. She'd be able to play a very elegant, a very calm person. She would be perfect for that. I didn't even think about her. Gosh, I forgot. I completely forgot about her. She'd be perfect for that. And then also, if I had a third option, oh, Elizabeth Olsen would be pretty good too. Now that I think about it, because it's like she kind of already played that kind of character, but to a more crazier degree. I would like to see her given that story as a good guy, as a good gal, I guess. to see to see her kind of play that calm, gentle character, that'd be really interesting. Just to find something that has that motherly nature voice, and I think that could work genuinely. And with that being said, I want your guys' thoughts in the comments below. What you guys want to see for Rosalina in the movie, what you want to see for the future for her in the games, whether it just be in spin-offs and other mainline Mario games. Do you want a Mario Galaxy 3? Do you think it's possible to have a Mario Galaxy 3? And then even maybe just see what the movies are going to do for her, of course, as well. And see maybe she get her own spin-off movie that does very well. And just get a discussion going. See what you got. I want to see what you guys think. Now, with that being said, again, I'm going to work on not saying that as much. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm out. Peace.